Can you ever imagine me getting a treat, but you don't know what that treat is, but then you end up in a hospital with a family member, and you found out from a family member there was an illegal substance. At one school district earlier today, it happened. It happened at Concord, to where students were being treated to where they had a treat, but it wasn't just any treat. We probably know what it is, but now we're going to hear from parents and the students. Take a look.
Tonight, Cabarrus County Schools continues its investigation after several students at a Concord Middle School were taken to the hospital earlier today. Now, the district says they had a negative reaction after taking an unknown substance. Tonight, we're hearing from both parents and students. This was the scene at C.C. Griffin Middle School in Concord Friday afternoon. A parent sent us these pictures of EMS at the entrance of the school.
Oh, I'm so frustrated and aggravated with the school and
Parents like Heather Serrano and Melissa Morphis say they are upset.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
After the Cabarrus County School District says several students at C.C. Griffin Middle School were treated for, quote, negative reactions related to ingesting an unknown substance.
We were sitting in lunch and I had noticed my friends were acting a little weird.
Serrano's daughter, Evelyn, is a student at C.C. Griffin Middle. She told us she noticed something wrong with her friends after she says they had eaten a treat and claims they got it from another student.
They started getting really paranoid and really jitterish and everything. I said, just relax.
The school district says, quote, out of an abundance of caution, 7 students were transported to Atrium Health Cabarrus for further observation. Serrano and Morphis say they found out about what happened through their kids.
this is my child, so if you're taking her in an ambulance and she's sick, you better call me.
And we're told right now the district and school leaders are working with Concord Police in this investigation.
So what could it be? Could it be something? Could it be something they ate? Could it be something? Could have been a drug that some student brought? We don't know what it could be, but as soon as we get all the details, we'll let you know. But let's raise some common sense about this story. You want to sit there and bring an illegal substance to school for people to eat? You're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble there, buddy, because you cannot be bringing stuff like that. If you do, you can't, like I said, you can't get in trouble with the law. Because bringing illegal substance that can get you in a lot of trouble there, buddy. And let me tell you this: if that was me who bought something dangerous and they ate it, it'd be my fault. So therefore, I would fess up and say, "Yeah, it was me, and I'm very sorry." So, what's the common sense perspective about this? Hey, listen, do what you're told, and follow directions. We don't need any more of this crap. Or do you ever think about having a food truck at a beach this summer? If you are, the city is if you think about having that happen, the city is seeking food trucks, mobile vendors set up at the beaches. Take a look.
Local businesses, the city of Corpus, and calling local businesses. The city of Corpus Christi is looking for food trucks or mobile businesses to set up a shop at area beaches and other popular spots. They'll begin accepting beach and park vending permit applications next week, December 5th, for 1 month through January 5th. These permits will cover the summer vending season that lasts from March 1st through September 30th. Now, some of those spots include North Beach, Cole Park, the skate park, and lots more. The form will be available next Tuesday at ccparkandrec.com.
Wow, that's super. Very super indeed. Are you thinking about shopping? Well, here are some tips from CCPD officers.
Well, the shopping season opens. Well, the shopping season opens up. The Corpus Christi Police Department wants to help you keep your gifts and packages safe. If you're out shopping, remember to always lock your vehicle and to not leave valuable items in sight. Also, make sure to have a plan for packages delivered to your home so that they get inside safely. Another tip, when using your credit or debit card, be sure to cover the PIN pad as you enter your PIN number. Now, if you do happen to fall victim to a crime, be sure to contact police.
Make sure to contact police. That way you won't be. That way you'll know what happened. That way you know. Sorry. Make sure you let the police know. That way you can be safe. And always lock your valuables in. And don't lock your thing in. I mean, if you like it, you take it with you at all times. You don't. I mean, you leave something valuable in like a $500 speaker. You gotta take it with you at all times because a thief can just easily break in and take it from you. That costs money. Common sense says if you steal stuff, you're stealing money, and that can land you in jail for theft. And believe me, I know about theft. I really do. You know, we've been doing shows about parents and arrested for neglect last season, child abuse and child neglect last season, and what I want to do when we come back is show you what happened when a mom decided to leave her child in the car outside of a bar for 4 hours. Yeah, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. That led to the police getting involved and people, strangers, trying to help out. That story when we come back. Stay with us. Last season, we did 2 separate issues on child neglect and child abuse. Child abuse is to where if you strike a child and leaves marks and bruises, you can be arrested for child abuse. And it can be proven in a court of law. Child neglect is when you leave a child home alone without a babysitter thinking that it's home alone, which it is not. It's not home alone. But one of the worst, we've looked at body cam footage of parents getting arrested. We looked at court cases. But this one right here, which happened back in October, will take the cake. This mother right here decides, I'm going to go drinking. I'm going to decides, hey, I'm going to go drink, leave my daughter in the car for 4.5 hours. What happened next would even stun people as she went into the restaurant, called as strangers get involved by talking to the police, letting them know what happened, and in the end, it kind of went all got escalated. Body cam footage released today shows of this mother. So, why would a mom decide to do this? Here's Emma Caliano.
This mom is in serious trouble today, accused of leaving her 7-year-old daughter in her car while she went drinking.
Police say the little girl was left in the parking lot around midnight. 3 hours later, at 3 in the morning, the child got out and went into the bar looking for her mom. It was closing time, and the staff called the cops.
We had a little girl come to my establishment looking for her mommy. We don't know where she belongs.
So we've got a little girl inside.
They gave her ice cream until cops arrived just outside Orlando.
Where's your mommy at? You don't know? You said you walked from your car.
Yeah, because I fell asleep and then she's had her bed there ever since. My mom said it wouldn't be long and then she just haven't came back.
As she holds a stranger's hand, she shows police the car and wonders where her mother is.
She can maybe be in any of these buildings. Okay. She walked off to one, but I can't see where because she turned the lights off.
Listen as she describes what her mother is wearing.
She was wearing a long sleeve shirt and then she wore some shorts.
And here she is, 35-year-old Veronica Elliott. It was 6:30 a.m. before she appeared out of nowhere in the parking lot. She's barefoot and covered in dirt, and cops say under the influence.
You realize it's 6:30 in the morning, right?
I do not.
And you realize that your daughter, 7?
Yes.
7 years old, has been by herself with us for 4 hours.
The officer can't believe it.
What on God's green earth were you doing that your daughter is here by herself at 7 years old, where she's terrified and goes into the bar and asks random bar people to help and call the police?
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
So sorry ain't gonna cut it.
She was charged with child neglect.
Okay. Do I even need to say it? Let the alarm do the talking. Why would you leave a freaking 7-year-old in a damn car? In the first goddamn place. You can't do that. If you decide to have children, you're responsible for them until they're 18 years of age. That means you never ever make them drink. You never drink in front of your children. You never do that. Don't drink in front of your child. It sets a bad example for the child. And you don't leave them in the middle, lock them in the freaking car. So you can go, it'd be like, okay, Shannon, I'm gonna go, Daddy's gonna go get a drink, so I'll leave the car on for you. I'm back in a little bit, bye-bye. And then put yourself in that risk to go drinking and driving with your child in the fucking back seat of the damn car. You can't freaking do that, man. If you do, you can be arrested for child abuse. You can be arrested for DWI and child neglect. You can be arrested for DWI or under the influence or public intoxication. But this mother decides, I don't care about my child. I say, you know what? Fuck my child. I'm gonna go drink. Get that wrong at 3 o'clock. That was 3 o'clock to 6. That was 3 hours, not 4. If she had been, it would have been 4 hours. It would have been 2 o'clock. We'll start at 2, and then at the time, call the police. And at that time, just say, hey, you don't know where mom is. She's drinking and all. Listen, if you're gonna go drink and have a party, you need to find somebody to watch your child. That's it. You don't need to be taking your 7-year-old daughter to go out and have a great time because you don't have a babysitter for her. If you need to take her with, then you don't take a child to a bar. You don't leave them in the freaking car to do that. If you're gonna do that, at least find common courtesy to find someone to watch your child. Don't leave them home alone. It's not Home Alone. If it was Home Alone, then it'd be legal, but it ain't. I'm just lost for words. This mother got what she deserves. It was 6:30. It started right about 3 o'clock, but nobody else knew. I'm glad the little girl went to a stranger, called the police, and settled this out. And going back to that clip, listen to what she tells the officer.
Bar people to help and call the police.
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, officer. I did not realize I was not alone in the car. I'm sorry. I won't do it again, officer. Please forgive me, officer. I beg of you, officer. Please, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, officer. Please forgive me. I'm such a very good mother. Please forgive me.
Sorry is not going to help. Listen.
Sorry ain't gonna cut it.
Damn right ain't gonna cut it. My mom always tells me when I apologize to her, she's like, well, you should have thought of that if you went ahead and did it. That's a lifelong lesson. You may sit there and ponder and say, hey, I'm sorry I did this. Well, it's not gonna cut it. You may hear these fiery speeches from these schools saying they're sorry and all, but sorry is a little too late. And so are these awful phrases. We already done with I'm sorry. But that's not going to cut it. We always hear these, it won't happen again, I won't do it again, it'll never happen again. I'm a good parent, I'm a good mother. Why the fuck are you a good mother when you're leaving your freaking daughter in a car? In a car home alone. In a car alone. For freaking 3 hours. 3 fucking hours. Thank God I don't drive. If I did drive and did this, I'd be charged with neglect. Because I know what it's like to be a parent. I mean, I'm not a parent just yet, but if I were a parent, I would not put my child through that situation ever again. Neither would my friend. And believe me, it would not be a fun sight to see when you're in jail. I mean, one day you may write a book about it in jail. That's what Strike did. He wrote his first book. He wrote a book in jail on how to make ecstasy. It was called The X-Files, a Dateline special. I would show it to you, but then copyright crap would happen, and we wouldn't even be here. But things had to happen and had to be done, but I'm glad the mom got what she deserved, and the child, whether we don't know, maybe she went to a neighbor's house or CPS got involved, but if there was anything, we would let you know. Alright, coming up, it was just 2 days ago was the 2nd anniversary of the Oxford school shooting. Now I'm going to hear more, you're going to hear more of what I said on yesterday's show, and you are also going to be hear the latest from more from the families and the attorneys as we walk you through it. So, stay with us. Well, it has been 2 years since the awful incident at Oxford, Michigan, where Ethan Crumbley shot up Oxford High, killing 4 students, killing like more than 4 people. The 4 students. Class was canceled on that day to help remember all those students. And since then, 2 years ago, we've been focusing on this case like a hawk, going through every inch and every detail of James and Jennifer Crumbley. Right now, Ethan Crumbley has pleaded guilty to all counts of murder. The parents of the case, the parents are charged for what was it? Back in my head, I remember. Involuntary manslaughter. That's what it was. And now the parents are wanting all the charges dropped because of that incident. I mean, if like I said many times, if Crumbley is convicted, he could face life in prison. And this month is going to be when that next hearing is, and that will determine whether he'll get that life in prison. Now, as for the parents, we still don't know whether their next trial is, but we'll keep you posted on what's been happening. But I want to show you something we have not focused in on. Just 4 months ago, there has been some jail footage about what happened. And it was chaotic to where he was being straitjacketed. So, let's take a look now at that video.
Them. This is sound, so I don't know if we can have your staff just make sure
You don't stop for what I heard you stop for. So we witness a child in the throes of psychosis. Or we just witness someone who's saying, God, why didn't you stop it? And that's exactly how psychosis works. You engage in an action and somehow you don't understand the outcome of the consequences. He's having a panic attack and a break with reality.
We also hear him saying you could have saved her.
That is correct.
In any part of that video, do you see Ethan being violent?
No, ma'am.
Are mental health issues perfect? I mean, he's obviously been on medication now for a period of time, and things like this obviously can still happen. What is your explanation to that?
So, medications are not an exact science. There's different levels of titration. There are times when some medications work, and there are times when they don't always work, just like in the physical realm.
I want to move on to
All right, we have been listening in there to that Miller hearing for the Oxford High School shooter. We'll be back with this in just a couple minutes.
All right, that's enough here. But this is something we have not even showed because of what happened. Now, even 4 months ago, we heard about those text messages. But the parents are still neglected. I mean, they want their bond lowered from $5,000 to $100,000 because they maintain that they're innocent. They never even bought the gun. But the parents are neglect. And in this case right here, both of them would serve a life sentence. But the family would serve a life sentence each. But we probably won't know until the trial. A trial that would just be separate. But the parents won't attend Ethan's trial, and neither will Ethan be attending the parents' trial. I mean, nobody else will know because even the victim's even the parents of these victims are just outraged by what happened. I mean, remember a guy named Eric? He was sentenced to life in prison when he could have been sentenced to death for that incident, for that school shooting back in 2018. Nicholas Cruz. So, if you still can compare Eric Cruz, Nicholas Cruz to Ethan Crumley, you got yourself a deal here. But like I've been telling people, we have been we'll let you know what happens on a future episode, and we'll keep you posted on updates as they go along. Coming next, this man told his wife, I want to put all the cameras in our home, I want to be webcast live. But it turned into fights and families on live computers. John Hockenberry has that story. Stay with us. Can you just imagine turning a private house into a public house by installing every single camera in the fucking house, and then telling your wife, "Hey, I'm gonna turn this private house into a public house. I'm gonna put cameras all around, and we're gonna go live streaming on YouTube or Twitch, whatever." But one couple you're about to meet did such that. They installed a bunch of cameras in every home, and put the lives on the internet, every breath, and even in the fucking bathroom. I watched this story years ago and it got me stunned. The logic of security cameras to protect your own home, not to fucking go on a fucking live stream. We'll waste some common sense after this report. Here's John Hockenberry.
When he first asked me, I remember very clearly, it was early in the morning, we'd just gotten up, and he said, I want to put 32 cameras in the loft, wired to the internet, and I want us to be the first couple to fully expose ourselves and live in public.
It was not exactly the proposal Tanya Corin's mom prepared her for, but then no mom could ever prepare their daughter for boyfriend Josh Harris. 21st century internet visionary, he founded 2 multi-million-dollar companies. Josh's newest endeavor gives the term going public a whole new meaning.
What really mattered to me more than anything was to live in public.
And he doesn't mean public as in simply being famous or being rich. 39-year-old Josh's worth was at one time estimated to be $40 million. No, Josh's idea was to turn his life, and whoever else walked through it, into a live internet TV show.
I have 24/7 comprehensive surveillance of my life.
And so at a cost of over $2 million, Josh installed 32 cameras in his New York City loft. For 100 days, anyone who logged onto the internet could see free video of every action, every movement, from the really mundane to the mundane. But love is not mundane, and Tanya and Josh were about to test their 4-year relationship. How would they do? Well, they had already moved in together, and they both loved the internet.
I felt that it would be an incredible growing experience, and I thought maybe it would bring us closer together.
But Tanya did have some doubts.
He cares a lot about an awful lot of strange things.
And Josh, by his own account, a headstrong artist, did have some wild, some might say peculiar opinions. But no matter, love would conquer all, and WeLiveInPublic.com was born.
You've got a grid up here for lights. You've got cameras up here, and then all these things that hang down are cameras, right? And they're on pan and tilts.
Cameras that follow you automatically. WeLiveInPublic.com is not a money-making endeavor, but rather an artistic commentary, Josh says, on the loss of privacy in the digital age. Privacy? You won't find any of that around here. Cameras are everywhere. Living room and bedroom, of course, but also the shower. There's a refrigerator cam, a camera in the cat litter box, and inside the guest toilet.
What were you thinking? Well, in order for the work to have integrity, it had to be completely comprehensive.
The cameras are always on. Our interview went out over the web. Josh also wanted his public to live in, so internet viewers are invited to comment via a chat room about what they see. A 21st century peanut gallery with chatters offering opinions about everything Josh and Tanya do.
I'm not sure whether they're friends or family, but there's something in between.
Whoever they are, these chatters number in the hundreds, along with the hundreds of thousands just watching. That many guests are hard to ignore.
If a relationship could survive living in public, then it could survive pretty much anything.
And in the beginning, survival wasn't even a question. It was exciting. It was new. It was like a lot of relationships, except there was an audience. An audience that forced Josh and Tanya to think about most everything they did, from ordering takeout, they didn't want their address to get out over the web, to things of a more personal nature.
Did you have any rules when you went in?
My rule for myself was always, don't do anything that makes me feel uncomfortable.
I just don't like to show my body to anyone, you know what I mean?
So to shower, Tanya would steam up the room to obscure any views. She'd dress with her back to the cameras. Guest bathroom? It's for guests. And sex? Josh and Tanya had to hunt for scraps of privacy under the covers.
Your awareness of the watchers is increased substantially when you're trying to be intimate.
I mean, that just must be like a, cement block around your neck in a relationship.
On those rare occasions when we actually did become intimate.
But see, there's the sentence that's the problem. I mean, on those rare occasions when we became intimate.
I would view it as quality versus quantity.
Maybe it would be a hint of things to come. But for now, Tanya and Josh were enjoying each other and enjoying interacting with the chatters.
Yeah, you say yes or no?
Chatters who, like Deandra, spent endless hours from her home in Florida checking in on Tanya and Josh.
It's not some kind of a staged, scripted show, and it's not passive, it's interactive. They're reaching out to us, we're reaching back in to them.
Tanya, who had some web experience and had done some online hosting, now had her own regularly scheduled Tanya Live show.
Right, I'm excited to be here tonight.
Where she and the chatters analyzed how things were going. Kind of like Meet the Press.
I feed the cats.
Maybe not.
I take out the trash. I do all the grocery shopping.
But it was bound to happen. On day 46, the cameras catching Josh and Tanya not at their best.
Oh my God, and there's certain things a guy is just like, I'm in like deprivation. Not sex deprivation, but good sex deprivation.
It's bad enough to fight, and pretty bad to fight about sex, but fighting about sex in front of hundreds of people watching you online?
No, that's what you want. That's what you want. Every time, but it's every time. If I want sex, I gotta do what you want. What you want?
What's it like to fight?
To fight in public,
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's so horrible because, when you're having an argument with a lover, the best thing that you can do is stop and really listen to each other. But when you're arguing in public, it's about ego and it's about winning, and you have an audience. It's terrible.
And because of that audience, Josh and Tanya's quarrels were never quite over until they checked in with the chatters. There were those who sided with Josh, offering comments like, Tanya can't love without Josh's money. There were Tanya supporters saying, Josh has to change. And there were chatters who thought the whole thing had gone too far, encouraging the couple to go back to your normal life.
After that fight, seconds after that fight, the most important thing in each of our minds was to get to the terminal and to see what everyone else was saying about the fight.
My question is, do you think there's a future for being funny?
But as much as he had been intrigued with the idea of 24-hour commentary on his life, in practice, Josh began to find the chatters more annoying than helpful.
People get to know you in a way that your family doesn't even. I don't like the fact that I can't find privacy anywhere. I have to go outside to be private.
A lot of times he'd be watching TV purposely with his back to the camera, almost like the cameras and the observers were an intrusion into his living space.
Now there were all kinds of tensions. For instance, Josh, the internet tycoon, had decided to live in public during the worst 100 days in the history of the NASDAQ stock market. Anyone who wanted to log on was now privy to his financial wheeling and dealings.
Kind of like the stock, only 3 million valuations. Meanwhile, I've got my own problems because I've got my stocks tanking, which is money. I have money problems. $500 a week, take it or leave it.
How much have you lost?
At one point on paper, I was probably worth about $40 million. Right now, I'm maybe worth 3 to 5.
Of course, some would say that spending $2 million on this apartment and this operation and $30,000 a month to keep it going might have contributed
But when
to
you're
your
worth $40
demise.
million, it's okay. When you're worth 3, it's not. I'm bored.
Yeah, well, I'm bored as well.
Well, I don't think I have the motivation to go further. I don't have.
Well, Josh and I have been not getting along very well, and
Tanya could feel Josh withdrawing, not just from the chatters, but from her. So she turned to her chatters for support.
I'm totally addicted to you like you're addicted to We Live in Public, or you just...
Tanya's relationship with the chatters was revealing exactly what she didn't have and once wanted with Josh.
I want to be in a place where I can be loved, where I can be happy. And with Josh, I'm not. I'm happier with this chat community than I am with Josh. Like, I think that he's holding back, and that a lot of things he does is actually an intentional way of pushing me away.
Though in the end, it wasn't something big, but something mundane that told them both it was over. It happened on day 62 into the experiment, which was Tanya's 31st birthday.
This is too big for a ring.
While Tanya was hoping for something that might involve privacy,
Oh my God, what's this?
she got another camera.
I'm like, oh, it's my birthday. Maybe he'll show me some affection. And so I think I was hoping for, you know, like a weekend away, you know, or like private time together, or a dinner out, or maybe a night at a hotel.
I gave her a birthday present, and she didn't like my birthday present.
To Tanya and Josh, the birthday present, maybe because there were hundreds of onlookers on the web, seemed to bring out the worst in each other.
At this point, my stock is crashing. The money is more dear to me, right? And she couldn't even go to the place where it wasn't what I wanted, but, you know.
She couldn't do that. It's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts, and
She
in
couldn't
fact,
do that.
there was plenty of thought into the gift. She just didn't get it.
This whole thing isn't about the present. If it were about a present, I wouldn't be so upset. And at that point, I started realizing, okay, it's time to move on and find a real boyfriend in real life and another life.
It's really hard when you guys log on and see me having a failed relationship.
And so on day 78, Tanya left the loft full of cameras, empty now but for Josh, by himself, but still in public.
My thinking about her became much more efficient and much more conscious. You become very decisive about your relationships when people are watching. I mean, I almost recommend it as a therapeutic thing for couples because all the cruddy stuff comes up and all the good stuff comes up.
No thanks. So
Right.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
Agony or ecstasy? Josh the artist didn't exactly lose his ear over all this, but he admits it was a painful experience. And what's next? Time away from the cameras, selling his loft, and traveling overseas looking for a peaceful retreat to contemplate his future.
Living in public was a very real experience. I don't think anything happened that shouldn't have happened in real life between Josh and I. You know, I think we should have broken up.
Tanya is moving on as well. She's looking for work and has reached an important milestone that anyone in Manhattan can relate to, finding an affordable apartment.
I'm happier today than I've been in the last, 100 days. I just found an apartment.
Is there a security camera in the apartment?
No security cameras.
Hey.
I made sure.
You did.
Josh Harris also decided to take some time off from the cameras and move to his apple farm in upstate New York. But he plans to go public again this fall with a similar project, complete with cameras in apple trees. You can join Tanya Corin and Harris tomorrow afternoon for an online chat at our website at dateline.msnbc.com.
Here's some common sense for you. Don't be putting a freaking camera in the freaking bathroom, in the freaking toilet. You want privacy? I mean, if your girlfriend thinks it's a bad idea, don't do it. You'll sabotage your relationship, and then I don't even want to see you fight. I mean, this isn't like one of those fight movies. Just go back to your normal lives. No cameras. Yada yada zip. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy, and we probably won't even be here if it was, so. It just probably won't even be, so. I'm making 95 sure what to say anymore because it's just no, I don't even know what to say, but all right. Next, two Missouri teachers leave their jobs after losing OnlyFans to pay student debt. It was just two teachers, but why would they do that? Why would that happen? Stay with us. Teachers by day, OnlyFans by night. It's exactly what happened in Missouri. Two Missouri teachers leave their jobs after using OnlyFans to pay their student debt. Can you just imagine like using OnlyFans to pay your student debt or use your Netflix account, Netflix subscription? Not in Missouri. Watch.
They were teachers by day and OnlyFans stars by night. Now, two educators at St. Clair High School near St. Louis, Missouri, are out of the classroom after their district discovered their accounts.
I got a note tacked to my door saying that they knew my secret. It was written by students, and so I knew I was in trouble.
Megan Gaither, who taught English and coached the cheerleading team, is one of those two teachers who started an OnlyFans to afford her student loan payments. OnlyFans, the website says, lets creators monetize their private content. It's become known as a lucrative platform that allows creators to make money from subscribers by posting sexual content.
You know, I was hiding my face. I didn't use my real name. I can do both. I can be a really good teacher, and then I can go home at night and make extra money.
Then Brianna Coppage, Gaither's colleague, who also has an OnlyFans, got caught.
That's when I got fearful. And so I deleted my OnlyFans, I deleted my Twitter, and anything that I used for OnlyFans purposes.
Coppage eventually resigned, telling Fox News she now makes up to $1 million on the platform. Gaither was placed on leave after her account was discovered, but she says the district cited professionalism and student communication and not her OnlyFans. While the platform may be an unconventional solution, about a third of new teachers take on second jobs to make ends meet. And it's not just during the summer. 18% need to have a second job during the school year, according to the Pew Research Center.
Over the past maybe 5 or so years, we've seen a lot of activity, strikes, union activity, things like that surrounding teacher pay. It's a sign, I think, that, for a lot of teachers, it's just not keeping up with what they need.
It's not just teachers in Missouri. Courtney Telia was a teacher in Arizona.
I got my first student loan repayment and they wanted 50% of my income.
Now she works full-time on OnlyFans.
I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm the healthiest I've ever been.
All right, Stephen Romo joins us now. Stephen, a lot here to talk about, but let's start first. Some people may be watching this, and we're not judging anyone here, but did these teachers say that they needed the money so bad that they went to OnlyFans? Because some people may wonder, would there be other jobs they possibly could do?
Yeah, of course, people are pointing out other jobs they could have, but the teachers interviewed for this story were saying that they are just facing so many time restrictions. Teaching is not a 9-to-5 job. They have to grade papers. They have to get ready for the next day. They
have
say
families
this
in
is
some
just,
cases.
Exactly. They just say they don't have enough time.
Yeah, and then finally, will these women, do you think, ever be able to become teachers again? Do they have any interest to teach again?
Yeah, that's a good question. One of the women we spoke to, Megan, was saying that she does want to use her teaching degree. She doesn't want that to be in vain, but whether they'll get hired or not by a school district, that is a good question. Of course, the country is facing many teacher shortages, so never say never, but as of right now, these schools don't seem to be going along with it very well.
And some of these people on OnlyFans are making a significant amount of money.
Yeah, they're reporting. I've seen reports from Business Insider. One woman saying she made $6 million in this, so there seems to be a lot of money right there.
A lot of cash there. Okay, Stephen Romo for us. Stephen, thank you for that.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking.
Oh, God. Okay, common sense, Lord. Would you like a second job? Well, here's some second job suggestions for you. Work at Whataburger. Work at H-E-B. Work at Walmart. Work at a pawn shop. Burger King. McDonald's. Subway. Long John Silver's. Little Caesars. KFC. That's your second job. You won't get caught. You won't get caught. They won't know your secret. But OnlyFans is the only thing that can catch you because of the student communication. Believe me, if I started an OnlyFans account, posted my sexual content, you know what happened to me? If my work found out about this, I would be fired immediately. Like that. And none of my friends at work do OnlyFans. Not my friends, because my friends did OnlyFans. I'd end a friendship just like that. But it's just where you post sexual content. You cannot be doing that crap. Can't be doing that. You just don't do it. It's not that simple to just simply say, hey, you know, this is not a second job for me. I can get in big trouble. I need to work at either H-E-B or McDonald's. If I do those things, I won't get caught. Let's take a look at this teacher who resigned after. Let's take a look at this teacher. This happened about a month ago. This St. Louis teacher. This was the same one.
Continues to spread online. Now tonight, a former teacher in the Metro speaks only to 4 about being outed for bearing it all.
When that Franklin County woman's OnlyFans page was found, she was pulled from the classroom.
Then Brianna Coppage voluntarily resigned, and tonight only our Shoshana Stahl has the first interview with the teacher turned entrepreneurial porn star.
It's just like those connections that I'm going to miss.
Brianna Coppage started teaching 5 years ago.
Being there for students, like celebrating milestones with them.
For the last 2 years and until resigning earlier this month, she was at St. Clair High School as an English teacher. And one reason for her departure, to make more money. She started an OnlyFans page, a site that's growing popular across many generations. On OnlyFans, some offer premium content to build connections with subscribers, such as inspirational speeches, photos, and even adult content. Coppage among those posting explicit content.
Missouri is one of the lowest states in the nation for teacher pay. And then the district I was working for is also one of the lowest paying districts in the state.
Coppage says her yearly teaching salary was $42,000. When she started OnlyFans, she avoided showing her face because of her job as a teacher.
A lot of people asking, why don't you just get like a part-time job somewhere? But teachers also take all of their work home. Like, we don't get to stop working when we leave the school day. We don't get to grade all 130 students' papers during the day. It's just not possible when you're teaching. So we take that work home with us on the evenings, on the weekends. So getting a second job is just really not possible.
The St. Clair School District said in a statement it was notified of the post by an individual not affiliated with the school. The statement goes on to say the district immediately retained legal counsel for assistance due to the sensitivity of the matter and to protect the integrity of the investigation.
Our handbook policies are very vague, and they just say something about, like, represent yourself well. Did I violate that? I feel like that's a matter of opinion.
Once this gained so much attention in the community and even across the country, Coppage says she knew she couldn't go back to the classroom.
I've definitely gone through a grieving process, especially that first week and the second week, just knowing that I won't be going back to education and I won't ever be seeing my students again in the classroom. That was tough.
Especially after a link to her account was posted in a St. Clair Facebook group. That's when she decided to resign.
I'm not advertising it to students, but adults in the community continue to do so. And I just don't think that's okay. Students were never meant to see this. And I know people are saying, well, you taught high school, they were bound to find it at some point. Maybe, maybe not. I was faceless. I did not use my real name.
With tens of thousands of subscribers, Coppage says in a month on OnlyFans, she makes more than she did in a year as a teacher. It's not where she expected her career to go, but she's not apologizing for the decisions she's made.
But I've been able to pay off all my student loans, like any car loans or credit card debt. Like, I have no debt now, so like that's really freeing. Being a teacher, I know that I never would have been able to fully pay all of that off.
Shoshana Stahl, First Alert 4.
The story just ain't over yet. When we come back, we're going to hear more from these teachers, and even we're going to hear more from teachers who have been fired or resigned after they've been doing these OnlyFans. And then we're going to look at some, and then we're also going to look at some states that pay the teachers high and low school districts. Stay with us. Over 3 years ago, we'd be talking about Monopoly, a game that's been ruining families, flips tables, ruins friendships since 1939. We showed you one video to where one kid was like flipping the hell out. Tonight's viral break, though, this is very different because tonight's viral break, it's all about those Monopoly freakouts. Here's one from Path of Being.
And fuck you, and fuck you.
I can tell by...
Fuck yourself, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you as well. Fuck yourself, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you.
Here's one from 2 years ago with almost 1 million views. It's the Family Monopoly game from Fairbank Films. Take a look.
Alright, Jackson, it's your turn.
Oh, it's okay. I'd rather skip my turn.
You can't skip your turn, you have to play.
I really don't want to go.
Go!
Alright, fine.
Wait, no, you landed on the Mayfair.
No, I didn't. I rolled a 7.
Where did you start from?
Regent Street.
No, you started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You landed on Mayfair. You owe me rent. You pay me rent.
No!
Excuse me?
You have bought almost everything on this board.
That's literally the point. I have the monopoly.
Everywhere I go, I owe you money.
The point of the game is to teach you the harshness of the world, Jackson. That's what's happening.
I've sold every property I have just to pay you rent so you can buy more properties.
You've landed on Mayfair, and now you owe me money. I can't put it any simpler than that.
You have taken everything from me.
That's how the game is played.
You are ruining my life.
Pay the money.
What do you want next? My family?
I'm a member of your family. Jackson, just pay Lachlan the money.
I will set you on fire.
Mate, I've got $7 in Leicester Square. Why are you picking fights with me?
No, I'm sick of you two ganging up on me. Every time we play, you two both combined have over half the properties. Every time!
The 2/3 is the majority.
No, don't try and confuse me with your science words. I see what you two are doing.
Mate, were you not listening? Leicester Square. I'm bankrupt. I got no horse in this race.
No, I don't want to hear it. You're both trying to pull the wool over my eyes, and I won't stand for it.
Where is this coming from? We're playing a game of Monopoly.
I see what you two are doing. Inside trades, backhand deals.
What's a backhand deal?
It's greed. It's filthy greed, and I won't tolerate it.
Why don't you take what you've learned, the anger you have, and apply it to the real world scenarios of corporate monopoly?
I'm not talking about the real world. I'm talking about this here game of Monopoly only.
Jackson, if you want to continue to play this game, you're going to have to pay me for the Mayfair.
I see two possible solutions here.
What's that?
One, I pay you the money.
What's number 2?
This is
I'm not taking that sip, but still got a reflux. I drip out from the socket to a teacup, drink up inside.
That's how Monopoly's played. We ruined friendships since the game was made. So if you're gonna play Monopoly, I mean, here's one more.
Oh, it's what? Taxes. Oh my gosh.
Where's all your money gone, Tony?
Taxes. 9, 10, 11. Let me fix my houses. But it's okay. It's part of the game. No, it's not. It It's not fun to what? It's the worst part of the game.
Oh, it's what?
Taxes.
It's a freaking game. I still have it up there, and I'm not gonna play because, well, we're not out of time. But come tomorrow, teachers and OnlyFans. The link between them resigning and the link between teachers and part-time jobs. Also, we'll look at some states that have better paying for teachers and lower pay. I may be onto something here, but tune in on Saturday and you'll know. That's Give Me a Break for this Friday going to Saturday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Saturday night. And for all of us here at YouTube, and I'm glad I'm wearing a red tie. Stop bullying, speak up. Concentration, not strength. Have a good night.